Fool, don't you see now that I could have poisoned you 100 times had I been able to live without you? Leave the fishing rod, great general, to us sovereigns of Pharos and Canopus. Your game is cities and kings and continents. At Mark Antony's tomb happy smiley nothing could part us in life, but now in death, we are likely to change places, you the Roman lying here in Egyptian soil, and I, helpless woman that I am, being buried in Italy. In praising Antony, I have dispraised Caesar. Is he a good man? Define good. I will not be triumphed over. My honor was not yielded but conquered merely. All strange and terrible events are welcome, but comforts we despise. As she applies the second asp to her arm, I can no more. O Antony, nay, I will take thee too. So I learned two things that night, and the next day, from him, the perfection of a moment, and the fleeting nature of it, and make death proud to take us. Celerity is never more admired than by the negligent. To rush into the secret house of death. Apollodorus came, Caesar saw, Cleopatra conquered. As a famous historian once said, in all its history, Rome deigned to fear two people, one was Hannibal, the other was a woman. Princess, he said, spreading his arms in a shrug, how does such a little thing like you get such a big temper? I held up my hand to shield my eyes from the sun. Mark Antony, I said, how does such a big man like you have such a little brain? She did lie. In her pavilion cloth of gold of tissue picturing that Venus where we see the fancy outwork nature. I will even not rant about treachery. I was brought up in a sea of treachery and deceit and betrayal. I swam in it like perch in the Nile. I am completely at home in it. I shall not drown. If you find him sad, say I am dancing. If in mirth, report that I am sodden sick. Age cannot wither her, nor custom stale, her infinite variety, she makes hungry where most she satisfies, for vilest things become themselves in her. And Antony, enthroned ith marketplace, did sit alone whistling to Thr, which but for vacancy had gone to gaze on Cleopatra too, and made a gap in nature. That something is not impossible does not mean that it happened. A commanding woman versed in politics, diplomacy, and governance, fluent in 9 languages, silver-tongued and charismatic, Cleopatra nonetheless seems the joint creation of Roman propagandists and Hollywood directors. The art of speaking, it was later said, depends on much effort, continual study, varied kinds of exercise, long experience, profound wisdom, and unfailing strategic sense. Her passions are made of nothing but the finest part of pure love. We cannot call her winds and water, sighs and tears, they are greater storms and tempests than almanacs can report. This cannot be cunning in her, if it be, she makes a shower rain as well as Jove. The breaking of so great a thing should make a greater crack. The round world should have shook lions into civil streets, and citizens to their dens. Cleopatra was exhausting to play, but also completely exhilarating. She creates her own energy. I decided I was going to play Cleopatra as someone with a brain. She's kept Egypt, this tiny country, in a balance of power with the almighty Roman Empire, and she's done it through force of personality. In time we hate that which we often fear. Cleopatra was on a political mission to save her country and her power, but what we remember about her are these 2 famed seductions, which are a matter of politics, not a matter of love. If you find sad, say I am dancing. If in mirth, report that I am sodden sick. Melt Egypt into Nile. In nature's infinite book of secrecy a little I can read. Be it known that we, the greatest, are misthought. The name Cleopatra awakens the world to life.